audio tracks. The files showed up, all the tracks are on the line. There's no content in any of them. How does this happen? Are we ready to roll?
Yeah, you guys ready?
Count us in.
Down in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hi, this is Professor Golda, and I'm here in the podcasting studio at the Martiri Studios at Sacred Heart University. My class is called Democratic Technologies, and these are my students from that class. And last week they had an assignment to experiment with generative AI. We're here today to talk about those results and see how it went. So joining me today is Chris, down at the end. Hi, Chris.
Hi.
And Liz and Jackson.
What's going on?
And I think we're starting today with a text-to-image generator. So what did you pick, Liz?
Yes, I used the Canva app and did text-to-image auto-generation. And the first image that I typed in was panda on a surfboard. And that's exactly what it gave me. This one, I think, came out the most well done and accurate compared to my other ones. You can even see the air blowing through its ears, and it has like a little smile on its face.
It's hiding one of its paws.
Yeah,
You don't know if
it's
it's got
dragging
all the
its
right
arm
amount
in
of
the
claws.
wave, which is kind of cool. But yeah, that was definitely the best outcome for what I...
And what was the second prompt?
The second prompt?
Oh my.
That one, it shocks me every time I look at it because I typed in half whale, half dog. And that's what it came up with. I do not know how. The living room or bedroom or whatever that is had nothing to do with the prompt that I put in. And the whale even looks, it's not realistic at all. It looks like Play-Doh or some sort of...
Very smooth.
Sculpted.
Yeah.
Like beanbag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened. And the dog is just no part of any of that.
Oh, I know. The whale ate the dog.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, unfortunate.
It's inside.
Unfortunate.
It's inside. All right, so what was the last one?
And then the last one I did was...
It's insane.
Radical, dude.
And
Yes.
I didn't notice it until now, but man, he broke his knee in 4 places.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And there's like a ski underneath the waffle.
Yeah.
I don't know. This one, I originally typed in skier flipping over a waffle, and it generated images of people flipping off the camera with a waffle in the foreground.
Maybe he was riding the waffle and
Maybe.
just got thrown off of it.
I don't know. And it's also really steep.
Yeah.
I don't know. The distortion of it is kind of crazy.
It's
but
definitely just, it's kind of like a GoPro aesthetic for sure.
yeah,
It is.
exactly.
So it always nails that, it really understands point of view, and it generates these compositions that work. But oh my God, the content.
And the waffle is really high definition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
see
honestly
the
making me
serum.
really hungry.
Yeah.
It's making me hungry.
I feel bad for the knee though.
Yeah,
the
that's
knee.
awful.
Unfortunate.
Yikes. Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about Jackson's experiments and used Photoshop.
Yeah, so I used Photoshop's generative fill function to basically manipulate one of my images. And this one I took a couple weeks ago, and I used generative fill to remove all the reflections off the windows and the background as well, because it was just a big distraction.
You definitely could have done that with Photoshop proper, right?
Yeah, you definitely could have. But
So how did you do this with the AI that's included?
this, I basically just made a mask around the objects that I didn't want in the image, and I basically typed in remove, like super generic, and it just did it spot on. It gave me a couple different prompts that were kind of a little bit wonky, but this one was easily the best one.
Well, that's why they just jacked their prices up.
Yeah, and I mean, this took me maybe no more than 5 minutes to do.
Right.
It's
So
so
you could have
fast.
done that. And then, but it probably, it shaves time off, and it makes things happen. All right.
Yeah, it's just great.
The thing I like is how it took the reflection off the glass.
Yeah, I made a separate mask for that, and I just selected that.
Yeah.
And then I did the other one separate.
And then
It's
what,
seamless too. That's
Yeah,
nice.
it's like
Very
if you look very close, you can sort of see it, but it's perfect.
Yeah.
all right. And then what was the next one?
Yeah, so the next one I used Midjourney, and this one the whole prompt was basically a magician holding wine on an outdoor stage in a vineyard with an audience drinking wine. But the audience didn't drink wine, but everything else is perfect,
You
spot
can tell
on.
they're all drunk.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, they're listening to this guy with the top hat. This is great.
That one's pretty convincing.
He's making the wine disappear. Honestly,
Yes, that's quite a magic trick.
definitely.
But you notice in the foreground, things have the short depth of field, and
Yeah.
it makes sense in the background. It gets progressively more out of focus as a camera does. So it really nailed that.
Yeah,
one.
it really nailed the aperture in this. and
Yeah.
It doesn't look. It looks fantastic.
It does.
There's
It's
no
good.
other words I can say about it.
And then was that the last one?
Well, the
No,
last
there we
one
go.
I used generative fill again, and the same thing. This took me no more than 10 minutes to do, and it was just removing all these different distractions in this image.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why Photoshop is getting so powerful now. Is that I don't have a lot of Photoshop experience, but I love like color editing and exposure and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But healing tools and all that is another world to me.
Yeah.
This just makes it so perfect and easy, accessible. Accessible is the
It
good
is
word
accessible. It's a democratic technology. There it
Absolutely.
is, right there.
for it. The whole premise of this
Yes.
this class.
Yeah. And I'm not necessarily advocating for it either. I'm just explaining it. And everything being a democratic technology is an interesting goal, but there is something to be said for specialization and for expertise.
Yeah.
To have experts doing these things. And everything I see in AI at this point is it's lacking.
Yeah.
It needs
Yeah.
more work, a lot more work, but it's pretty impressive at this point.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and the fact that this came out, I believe, in beta a couple weeks ago, and it's
And the
already
beta's
this
been out,
good.
but
yeah,
now
it's been out.
part of the actual program.
Yep, and now it's what is this going to look like in a year?
Yeah,
That's
that's the big question.
that is the big question.
Where's it going?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. And Chris,
All right, so I use Media Vocal Remover, which is basically you put in a file of a song or something like that, a media file, and then it separates the background music, the acoustics, and the vocals.
which is
And-
what Peter Jackson used to work on the Beatles documentary, where they separated out all the instruments so they could get a different mix.
Yes, yeah. And I used your song.
Oh no.
Yeah, from your album. And Scarecrow's Blues is the song that I used. And yeah, let's take a listen of it. All right, so I'm going to do the original.
Take me as I am. Surely I once was a man. There's many things I should have been instead.
I think we get the idea. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, we could listen to the whole thing if you want.
We could.
We'll do the background now.
So this is just the music with the vocal stripped out.
Yeah.
Yep. You can still hear a little bit of the digital artifact in the background.
Yeah.
But if you were going to overdub another voice or somebody else wanted to sing it, you essentially made a karaoke track.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then the
yeah.
last thing is the vocal
Yeah,
alone,
we'll
right?
put the vocals on now.
Take me as I am.
That sounds like me.
Surely I once was a man.
Well, you know what's
There's many things I should have been instead.
see, you could take any song,
Mostly echoes.
do that,
Mhm.
and then you could train an AI to sing like whoever you want.
Yep.
That's scary.
Yeah, make a
Yeah.
whole data set. That's what they did with Drake, I believe. Drake, they had like a bunch of
Right.
like data sets from Drake, and they made up.
Yeah.
It actually popped off on TikTok too. It was
really?
insane.
Wow.
Right.
And this
Yeah.
was only the first.
Even I know about it. So
Yeah, that's saying
And
something.
this was only the first draft. So
this is consumer level. This is like free stuff.
yeah.
So, I mean, Peter Jackson's not using free stuff.
Yeah.
He's spending money and making sure the technicians are working on it, and it's got to be primo perfect, right?
Yeah.
But that's not bad.
Yeah.
for free.
Mhm.
It's wow.
And it's
Free.
only getting better by the day. So
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's scary where it's going to go and how good it's going to get over
Yeah.
the years.
Faster and faster too.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. So thank you to Chris, Liz, and Jackson.
Yeah.
Thank you for popping in and listening to what we're talking about with generative AI here on Future Focus. Again, I'm Professor Golda here at Sacred Heart University. Thanks for joining us. Take care. Good job, folks.
Yay.
So much better the second time.
Yeah, definitely.